Hi, Chair Brownsie and Commissioners, Mandy Sackett, Surfrider Foundation. With the county's July 14th LCP resolution and the Coastal Commission's support, Marin County is now free to indefinitely rely on coastal hazards policies from 1981 that don't address climate change and sea level rise. Supporting the county's resolution, the Commission gave up any leverage that they had to compel the county to return with adequate coastal compliant hazard policies. We strongly disagree that executive director review and commission concurrence was deemed unnecessary for this certification. At a minimum and at present, the present Coastal Commission should have had a chance to review and vote on this decision and the public an opportunity to weigh in. Certification of the LCP without updated hazard policies was not the intention of the commission. When the county's partial LCP update was approved in 2016, the county assured the commission that they would be back just shortly after the 2016 hearing and that they would work collaboratively with commission staff to submit a revised hazards draft on an expedited schedule. And while staff in the county are now all acting in good faith and with a handshake agreement that they'll come back with an updated hazards policy in the near future, we know from experience that even with the best of intentions, this process can go awry. There are well-organized, well-funded, politically motivated groups spearheading misinformation campaigns about the Coastal Commission's sea level rise adaptation guidance with the intention of derailing local government's hazard planning processes, and it's working. Their intention is to protect beachfront blufftop private property at any cost. So if commissioners and the commission staff don't take a bold stand for the coast against these efforts, who will? If we allow this trend to continue, we'll have no coast left to protect in the coming decades. We hope that you will direct the county to commit to a firm timeline for submitting their hazards updates today. The recently released 6th IPCC climate change assessment made it clear that climate change and sea level rise are accelerating. And particularly the report states that to allow for landward relocation of coastal ecosystems under a transition to a 1.5 degrees Celsius warmer world, planning for climate change needs to be integrated with the use of coastlines by humans. In other words, if we fail to plan now, integration won't be possible. So with this decision, other jurisdictions may also be emboldened to delay their hazard planning with grave consequences for coastal resources. So we are hoping that you will implore the county to come back with comprehensive hazards policies as soon as possible and based on the best available science. So thanks so much for your time today.
Next up, we have Delia Bensei-Kong, followed by Nancy Okada, followed by Ashley Eagle Gibbs. Delia Bensei-Kong, you may unmute yourself and please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. Delia Benz-King, Northern and Central California Regional Coordinator for the Surfrider Foundation, representing the Surfrider Foundation Marin Chapter today. For over a decade, our Marin Chapter has been involved in the process that was intended to be a comprehensive update of Marin County's LCP. Surfrider strongly disagrees that Executive Director review and Commission concurrence was deemed unnecessary to certify the county's LCP updates. We are greatly concerned that the county's delayed coastal hazard policies will greatly jeopardize our coast. The county has withdrawn and delayed updating the hazards policies 3 times since 2014. Despite many promises, the coastal hazards policies first certified in 2014 and then withdrawn by the county have not been prioritized since the county withdrew their submission in 2016. Further delays to certifying updated hazards policies will be costly to the coast. We have much to lose here in Marin County, from our beloved surf break at Stinson Beach and Dillon Beach to numerous world-class coastal access and trail opportunities. As the 6th IPCC report states, climate change and sea level rise are happening at unprecedented rates, and we continue along with the worst case scenario trajectories. We have a short window to plan and attempt in a way that protects our special places and precious coastal resources, so let's take it seriously. As we ask you, commissioners, please direct the county to commit to a firm timeline for submitting updated coastal hazard policies that are protective of our coast and align with staff's policy guidance. Thank you.
Nancy Okada, it is now your turn to speak. Please unmute yourself. And you may begin your comment.
Hi, you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. My name is Nancy Okada. I'm active with the Sierra Club statewide and regionally, but I speak today as an individual. And I'd like to ask the commissioners to make sure that Marin's LCP document is truly updated, and that means including an updated environmental hazard section, and to have a firm timeline to submit it to the commission by the end of 2021. In particular, I'm going to ask Katie Rice as my commissioner, because I am a Marin County resident, to please keep pressure on the Marin County staff to complete this updated hazard section. She knows how important it is. As an environmentalist, she's shown her leadership, and I hope that she's willing to step up to the plate to help us get this thing done. First of all, I would like to say it's unacceptable that given the sea level rise and climate change that Marin believes it can turn in a dated 1980s document. So I hope that they're going to be moving with swift action to complete this and update it. Also, Marin has been told by the commission, needs to be told by the commissioners that it is not a special county and it must submit a fully updated plan. Otherwise, their action as a county may set a precedent for other counties to do the same. And that's really key in this, because we don't want this to happen. Any unupdated or not updated plans to be submitted, and especially in the hazard area. So now, given the gravity of the environmental challenges the world faces, I think coastal commissioners, you need to recognize your responsibility in holding all the counties in the state accountable for their coastline, and that means Marin. Even though I'm a Marin resident, I really hope that you'll keep the fire under their feet, and we will see an updated hazard plan. And thank you very much for listening to me.
It is now Ashley Eagle Gibbs. It is your turn to speak now. Please unmute yourself and begin your comment.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. Good morning, Vice Chair Brownsy and commissioners. My name is Ashley Eagle Gibbs, and I am the Conservation Director with the Environmental Action Committee of West Marin. I'm speaking here today on behalf of our approximately 1,200 members. For over a decade, we have been involved in the process that was intended to be a comprehensive update of Marin County's LCP. We thank the Commission for this opportunity to explain our concerns in a public forum, although we strongly disagree that Executive Director review and Commission concurrence was deemed unnecessary. We are concerned that there will likely be inconsistencies with the implementation of combined policies from 2018 and 2019 and the policies from the 1980s, which we have noted several of which are in our written comments. Despite our concerns with the county's process, we do want to make it very clear that we are supportive of the LCP update overall, and we continue to work with the county, including as part of the county's Coastal Communities Working Group, which I sit on. However, we are highly concerned with the county's continued use of 1980s hazards policies for the following reasons. One, as some other speakers have mentioned, the county has withdrawn and delayed updating the hazards policies 3 times since 2014. What makes this time any different? 2, allowing the county to move forward without updating hazards will set a very bad precedent for other jurisdictions to delay or fail to update their policies. And 3, the county's 80s hazards policies do not consider sea level rise or other climate hazards, which puts our county and our coast at risk. We use this forum to ask Marin to please commit to completing hazards as soon as possible, and we hope that Commissioner Rice will hold the county to their proposed timeline and uphold coastal protection. I ask the public and the Commission, what do we want our coast to look like? Do we want it to be armored or with public beach access and coastal resource protection? Because we can't have both. As has been mentioned, the frightening 6 IPCC's climate assessment report came out. There's also new emergent groundwater data. The California fires continue to rage. We have a lot of climate concerns, and there's no time to delay. Marin County, please work with the Patient Commission staff to craft language that is Coastal Act compliant, protects coastal resources and public access, and is submitted in good faith. Ideally, the draft policies will be reviewed and differences resolved in advance of submission to the full commission, with a goal that the hazards update that the county has promised for January 2022 can be approved as submitted. The county assured the commission at the 2016 hearing that they would work collaboratively with commission staff to develop and submit a revised hazards draft on an expedited schedule. 2022 is not soon enough, nor what was promised. Please don't cause any more delays, or worse, let us end up in a position where we're using policies from the 1980s indefinitely. Coastal development is continuing right now on Marin's coast with these inadequate policies. We need comprehensive hazards policies based on the best available and continually updated science for our vulnerable coastal communities as soon as possible. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. That should be all the public comment speakers.